There is this really common idea that seems to go through all of the world's philosophies and religions, and I think pretty much all, especially if you look into the mystical aspects of the various religions, and it is this idea that all is one experiencing itself. And it's a concept that I think intellectually you can't really appreciate. And yet I think lots of people appreciate it. It's not something that can be come to as a conclusion of some reasoning. I think when we say all is one, we're saying this little fellow, his consciousness is very much part of that oneness. And that guy down there, wagging his tail, equally, his consciousness is this thing that goes by many, many names. The Egyptians called it Ka. The Hindus call it Brahman. I guess Christians, where it's referenced in the Bible, it's this idea of the kingdom of heaven. But in the Gnostic stuff, it's all over that. This could be my most favourite of trees. I don't know whether that one is conscious like that one. And, oh, I've lost a dog. He just totally disappeared in quite an odd way. As I was saying, this is my most favourite tree. You're one of my most favourite dogs, yeah. Is it conscious? If it is conscious, I think it's going to be a different kind of conscious to Badger and myself and yourself and their self. But it probably is sharing in that same source. I guess I mean source in a number of ways there. The ferns, I don't think they are conscious. And really, this is something that AI will never, ever understand. Is that true? If consciousness is that which is having the experience, which is processing the information, which is having the sensations, not just the inputs. If that's what consciousness is, then can an AI, which is zeros and ones, ever instantiate that consciousness? I guess I did a video about this at the start of the summer, or at least about the AI part of things. I think that, who knows, maybe everything is conscious, and when it is arranged in sufficient complexity, that consciousness emerges, but it's all the same kind of consciousness. In which case, those pennyworts on the wall, you could argue, don't have the sufficient organisation, the sufficient complexity to be conscious. Whereas that one does, and this one does. Some people think consciousness exists in water, that water exhibits this kind of primal consciousness. Some people think that this consciousness, this singular consciousness, this universal consciousness is divine. It is the idea that if God wants to experience everything, he has to do it by experiencing. Or she, or it, or they, you know what I mean. Some people think that the sun is conscious. It's certainly sufficiently complex, maybe. Maybe not, maybe it's primally cosmically simple. There's somebody there, isn't there? There's somebody there. Right. Enough waffle.